Man, the month of November. Let's see. MLB just finished, but shout out to Dusty Baker for finally getting one done. The oldest manager at the age of 73 to win a World Series. Not to mention that before he won, he was the only MLB manager in history to have over 2,000 wins and no World Series titles, but that ended over the weekend. He came close with the Cubs about 20 years ago with the whole Bartman issue. Then he was with the Giants with Barry Bonds when they went to the World Series, with blew that against the Angels. I know he also managed the Cincinnati Reds at one point in time. I think there was another team in between there, but nevertheless, shout out to Dusty Baker for getting it done. He deserves it. So, as MLB is entering the off season, we still got NFL, halfway done at this point. We'll go over that in a second. College football is peaking. The NBA still going. College basketball just started, I think, last night, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, and I'm here for it. All right, so week 9, quick recap. Thursday, the Eagles, took on the Houston Texans in Houston. Texans was making it a ball game, but Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Miles Sanders, and that defense is too much for Davis Mills. They ended up winning 29-17. The Eagles are still undefeated, the only undefeated team left in the league for some time now. They're 8-0. Dolphins, Bears. So even though my team lost, but I still feel like I'm happy. My quarterback is showing you all some things. So shout out to Justin Fields. So for starters, he has the single game quarterback rushing yards record at 178 yards in a single game. I think Mike Vick was 161, so he broke that record. So yeah, Fields 178 yards, including a 61-yard touchdown run. He also was 17 of 28 for 123 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Bears put up 32 points against the Dolphins. Bears had 2 opportunities to win this game at the end. Couldn't get it done between drop passes and a missed pass interference call, but nevertheless, even though my team is 3-6 right now, they look, outside of one game, they've been in every game. So just so you know, we are kind of happy with that. Dolphins, Tua, they go on to be 6-3. So we have Chargers, Falcons. That came down to a game-winning field goal. Falcons 4-5 now, but they're a lot better than I thought they would be at the beginning of the year. I'll tell you that much. Chargers 5-3. Herbert struggled a little bit, but nevertheless got the win on the road. Bengals waxed the Panthers 42-21. I think it was 35-0 at one point in time. Yeah, 35-0 at halftime. Joe Mixon had 5 touchdowns. Now, if you play fantasy football, if you had Joe Mixon, oh yeah, you was happy. You was thrilled. If you went against Joe Mixon, like I did in one of my leagues, yeah, just know it was a long day. But nevertheless, Bengals bounced back from that embarrassing loss the previous week against the Browns. So Bengals are 5-4. Panthers are 2-7. Now, this was, for me, personally, the upset of the day. Man, oh man, oh man. The Lions. Yeah, those Lions, those Detroit Lions beat the Green Bay Packers. They beat them. 15-9. Aaron Rodgers, 291 yards passing, 1 touchdown, but he threw 3 interceptions. I can't remember the last time this man threw 3 interceptions in a game. And I want to say at least 2 of them was in the red zone. That's unheard of. It doesn't help that Aaron Rodgers was also the leading rusher for the Packers. 40 yards rushing on 4 carries. But unfortunately for the Packers, they had a few injuries in that game. I think Aaron Jones was in a walking boot after the game. Rashad Gray, the defensive end, he tore his ACL. He's out for the year. And it was, I think, a couple of more injuries there. Yeah, but the Lions got it done. They've actually got a win. So they're 2-6 on the year. Packers are 3-6. Yeah, my division's a little abysmal right now. Colts, Patriots. Patriots ended up winning 26-3. They're 5-4. So yeah, for the Colts, this ended up being Frank Wright's last game as head coach. He was fired yesterday. Colts are 3-5-1. And as far as his replacement, the interim head coach is Jeff Saturday, who was an ESPN analyst and also a former Indianapolis Colts center who used to play along Peyton Manning for some years, Pro Bowler. Now he is now the voice of that team. For somebody without head coaching experience at the college or NFL level, I think that is a good fit for them. Just because he's going to motivate them. He's familiar with the team. He's actually was a consultant with the team prior to, so I think that is a great fit for them, if I'm keeping it a buck. All right, moving on. Another upset of the day. So the Jets actually end up beating the Bills, who I felt at the time entering was the best team in the league, despite only having one loss. But the Jets are letting us know that they are for real. Robert Saleh, the head coach, said at the beginning of the year, he's taking receipts, and he's definitely taking receipts. Man, oh man, it's their defense. The Jets' defense hasn't been this good since Rex Ryan was head coach about, 10 plus years ago. They neutralized Josh Allen to the best of their abilities, to the fact that this man was turning over the ball. And that's been the one main issue, really the only issue with the Bills, is turning over the football, especially in the red zone. Without that, this team is unstoppable. But yeah, Jets got it done in 2017. And we find out yesterday that Josh Allen is getting evaluated for a UCL potential injury here, which we all need to stay tuned on, because if that turns out to be significant, that could derail the whole Bills season. So we'll see how that goes. Vikings, Commanders. Vikings comeback win against the Commanders, 20-17. The Vikings are 7-1. They feel like the most vulnerable 7-1 team in the world, but nevertheless, you are what your record says. So they're 7-1. They're 7-1. Commanders are 4-5. Kirk Cousins, his first time going against his former team, the Commanders. And if you probably looked at social media, you've probably seen him with no shirt on, with a bunch of chains and some glasses on the team plane, flying back, just living his best life. Moving on to Jags. Jags comeback victory against the Raiders, 27-20. Jags are 3-6. Raiders are 2-6. Raiders was up 20-7 at one point in this game, but Raiders kept raidering, and Travis Etienne happened, and here we are. So yeah, Raiders has been a complete disaster this year. I know we want to point the blame at Derek Carr for a lot of this, and I get it. He definitely shares his he definitely get the slice of pie for this, a nice share of it. But I think majority goes to Josh McDaniels. At the end of the day, I don't think he's a competent head coach. This is his second go-round as head coach. He was the head coach of the Denver Broncos at one point in time. Former linebacker DJ Williams said, they were 6-0, but the only reason why they were 6-0 at the time when McDaniels was coaching, because he literally said that they were cheating. They were cheating. How you start off the season 6-0 and you finish with a record of 8-8 after they got caught? Daniel's not a good head coach. He may be a great offensive coordinator, but to me, I don't think he can lead a group of men. It takes a certain personality, a certain characteristics to do so, and I don't think he has that. That's just my personal opinion. Seahawks, Cardinals. They wrote me off, but I didn't write back. This man is 6-3, leading the Seahawks, the first place team in the NFC West right now. 6-3. Went on the road, beat the Cardinals 31-21. Cardinals are 3-6 now. I mean, Geno got to have some MVP considerations at this point, right? Not saying he's going to win it. I don't think so by any means, but I don't see why not he can't have a couple of MVP votes. If anything, he should be comeback player of the year, right? Like, this was a journeyman at quarterback. All of a sudden, he found his stride. He's looking like the guy, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. And then, of course, rookie Kenneth Walker III, he's been, excellent as well. So it's been very fun watching this team. I'd say that much. Bucks, Rams, they feel like nobody wanted to win this game. The Bucks ended up winning 16-13. Rams was up 13-9 with 65 seconds left, and Tom Brady happened. That's all you need to know. Game-winning touchdown. This game was abysmal. Both teams couldn't run the ball. These are the last two Super Bowl winning teams. They played each other in the playoffs last year and gave us a great game, an excellent one. And now they're both, potentially on the cusp of missing the playoffs. So something has to give, for sure. Titans, Chiefs. So I went to bed. I think it was 17-9 when I went to bed. I wake up. Chiefs winning overtime 20-17. Apparently Patrick Mahomes happened. And I saw the highlights, and I'm just sitting here astonished. So the man threw for 446 yards. 1 touchdown, 1 pick. But he also had 63 yards rushing and a touchdown. And not to mention the rushing touchdown to tie the game, to bring it within 2, and the rushing 2-point conversion. Right now, Patrick Mahomes is your league MVP. He's been sensational. Like, we knew him to be great when he had Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. But what he's doing now without that man, he has grown more as a quarterback. That is scary. That is scary. So look out. Chiefs are for real. And then last night, Monday Night Football, the Ravens end up winning 27-13. Ravens 6-3 on the year. Saints are 3-6. Lamar Jackson threw his 100th career passing touchdown. He also has over 4,000 career rushing yards. He is 5th all-time amongst quarterbacks in rushing yards. And he's done it in significantly lesser games than anybody else on that list. It's just, remarkable what this man has done so far in his career. I mean, he is a league MVP already. The only thing now, they just got to make a deep playoff run, which they're capable because they just, traded for Roquan Smith, and he had an instant impact. That defense looked different last night. They were getting after Andy Dalton, the rusty rifle. Kamara only had 30 yards rushing. So yeah, the Ravens, I feel like they're a different team now, but we'll see. That was one of my teams preseason wise. I felt like had a chance to make some noise this year. I still feel that way. I know, during the season you go through your peaks and valleys. They were peaking initially, then they hit a, nice little valley, but they might start peaking again. We'll see. AFC is very close, but not a clear-cut, team that's positioning themselves outright. It was the Bills until they lost, and now potential injury to Josh Allen, so we don't know what to expect on that one. Patrick Mahomes is doing his thing. Ravens are right there. Titans not too far off. The Jets are right there. I mean, the Dolphins are right there. So you never know. You never know. Oh, man. So, just real quick, as far as NBA, Steph Curry dropped 47 points last night, 7 threes. I think he had 8 rebounds and 8 assists as well. Milwaukee Bucks lost their first game of the season last night. They're 9-1 now, still the best record in the NBA. Now, if anybody told you 12 games into the season that the Utah Jazz, who traded away Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell, that the Utah Jazz would be first place in the Western Conference 12 games into the year, they'd be lying to you. But that's where we're at. Utah's 9-3 on the year. They're supposed to be tanking for Victor Wembanyama, but here we are. 9-3. Phoenix Suns, we expect them to be up there. The Portland Trailblazers are 7-3. It's, I know it's very early, but, I just like, storylines, a little buzz, a little spontaneous, a little unpredictability. That I feel like that's what's needed in sports, because in the NBA, you kind of know, usually, what teams are going to be there in the end. It's usually about 4 to 6 teams collectively across both conferences that that, when it comes down to it, when we get to the Western Conference Finals, Eastern Conference Finals, NBA Finals, these are the teams. We seen this coming since October. So just to have a little spontaneous, a little excitement here, unpredictability. I mean, for me, that's always good for the NBA. NFL is a little different, because you have teams like the Jets that just rise up one year. Giants, same thing. New voice comes in, new additions, new draft picks, trade or something. Spark, like the Eagles. Stuff like that. But in the NBA, it's a little different. Oh man! And then not to mention, Saturday, we had the number 1 ranked Tennessee Volunteers got beat down by the Georgia Bulldogs, 3rd ranked team. And just out of curiosity, so now Georgia Bulldogs, number 1 ranked team. Ohio State 2nd, Michigan 3rd, TCU 4. Tennessee, who just lost, number 5, Oregon 6, LSU 7, USC 8, UCLA 9, Alabama 10, who lost again to LSU in a heartbreaker, Mississippi 11, and Clemson 12, who lost to Notre Dame. I just know one thing: the playoffs, the college football playoffs, is going to be very interesting. So, if anything, Alabama's probably not going to be in the playoffs this year. So, get used to that. I predicted that between the NIL and the merging of these conferences that's happening here in the next couple of years, that Alabama dominance is coming to an end. NIL helps level the playing field with recruiting. And when you start merging like Texas and some other teams here into your conference, later on, that's going to, make things a little bit more difficult. So, I think that playing field is starting to level out, and I don't think Alabama's going to be as dominant as it has been for the last 10 plus years. That roll tide movement, that's about done. That's about done. All right, so I guess that's about what I got for today. Continue to rock with your boy right here on the No Offense Radio and the No Offense Network. Thursday, break down Thursday Night Football. As a matter of fact, let's see who we got for Thursday Night Football. Oh boy! All right, so we got the Falcons and the Panthers. Oh boy! I'm gonna still watch it, but I'm not gonna be happy about it. But I'll watch it though. I will watch it. All right, so nevertheless, you all enjoy. Today is election day. If you choose to vote, cool. If you don't choose to vote, cool. It is what it is. Won't get too much into politics on this, but you all be safe. I'll see you Thursday. Peace.